Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Design with Roosevelt. Continuing with CSWA practice problems, today we'll work on question 7.16. Let's take a look at this question. In this question, unit of measurement is millimeter gram second. Like always, we need to ensure we're using the same unit of measurement in SolidWorks setting. Now, looking at this geometry, we have a symmetric geometry. You can see that we have the 3D model, top view, front view, and the right view. My preference is to start with the base of the geometry. You can see that we have long cylinder and a short one. I'm going to make these two cylinders using revolve bus command. Then after that, because it's a symmetric geometry, I will focus on only one part of the geometry, the right side. I'll make this curve shape, I'll make this extruded cylinder, and then eventually I will take care of the rest by using mirror command. And last step would be just adding a fillet in this corner. So with this introduction, let's jump into SolidWorks and start modeling this part. In SolidWorks, first we need to check unit of measurement, and you can see that we have millimeter gram second, which is a correct unit of measurement. Now, I want to start by making two cylinders. So I click on a sketch, and I choose front plane. Because it's a revolve bus command, I need a center line. So click on center line command, and let's make a center line, which is basically axis of rotation. Now here, all I need is to make a 2D sketch of the cross-section of the geometry. Here, I want to mention a really important point. Let's go back to the question and review the detail here. In the question, you can see that if I want to focus on a cross-section of this geometry, I should have a line going to right, going down, going right, and going down. However, I don't want to do this. The reason you're not seeing this part of the geometry is just because of the intersection of the cylinder with this part, the top part of the geometry. So in reality, we have a full cylinder, we have another cylinder, and just because the top cylinder intersect with the top part of the geometry, you see this part. So when you're doing the modeling, when you want to make a 2D sketch of the cross-section, just make a full line. We want to have a full cylinder, not the intersection part. I hope this is clear. So let's go back to SolidWorks and start modeling this part. So here I start with the line command. I click on line command. I start with the origin of the geometry. I go to right, going down, going left, going down, and then closing the geometry. Now it's time to add some dimensions. Click on the Smart Dimension. The height of this geometry, according to the front view, should be 82 millimeter. The height of this part, the top section, should be 12 millimeter. Diameter of the bottom section should be 26 millimeter. So I click on this line, I click on the center line, and this mirror dimension should be 26. And according to the top view, the diameter of top section should be 45 millimeter. Okay, so now I have the 2D cross-section ready for revolve bus command. Click on feature, click on revolve bus. SolidWorks automatically detected a contour and axis of rotation. Click on OK, and that's it. So that's the base of the geometry. Next step, I want to focus on making a top part of this geometry. Click on a sketch, and choose front plane again. So here, I click on center line, and first I'm going to make a center line here. Then I click on line command. I start from this center line. I go to right. Then I need a curve shape, something like this, going up, and that's it. Okay, so now let's add some dimensions. Click on the Smart Dimension. Distance between this line and this line should be 5 millimeter. Radius of this arc should be 16 millimeter. Distance between this line and mirrored line on the other side of the geometry should be 68 millimeter. The only point that is left here is the height of this point. You can see that I can move it up and down. In order to fully define this sketch, I can click on the Smart Dimension again. I select this point, I select the bottom line, and this distance should be 34 millimeter. So now, as you can see, I have a fully defined geometry. Because the top part of the geometry has a consistent wall thickness, I click on a sketch, I click on offset entities, 10 millimeter wall thickness is good. I click on this line, and now you can see the preview. Change the direction. You can also close this. by clicking on cap end and choosing line. So basically you can see that now I have a geometry with a consistent wall thickness of 10 millimeter. Click on OK, and that's it. So that's the geometry I need. Now it's time to extrude this geometry. Click on Feature, click on Extrude Bus. For the extrusion, first I'm going to change this setting to midplane because it's going to be symmetric. And for the thickness of this part should be equal to the diameter of the circle that you can see on the right view. And that is 28 millimeter. So change this number to 28, click on OK, and that's it. Now you can see this is the intersection I was talking about. If you're looking at the front view, you see that we have exactly same geometry. The only reason that we have this part like this is because of the intersection between this part, the top part of the geometry, and the circle. Okay, awesome. So now we have this part of the geometry. Let's focus on the circular section here. Click on a sketch, and let's select this surface. Here, I need a circle. Click on Circle command, and I need a circle with a diameter of 28, which is equal to the width of this geometry. So this should be 28. Now let's extrude this. Click on Feature, click on Extrude Bus, and then here, as you can see on the top view, the overall thickness of this part should be 17 millimeter. Also, according to the front view, 10 millimeter of that 17 millimeter should be in a direction of the left side, and 7 millimeter should be in a direction to the right side. So what I can do, I can change the setting to blind. For this direction, we need 17 minus 10, which is 7. Let's check direction 2 as well. And for this direction, we need 10 millimeter. Click on OK, and that's it. So that's a circular section. Now we need to make a hole in this geometry. So click on Sketch, select this surface. And here, I need a circle. The diameter of the hole should be 12 millimeters, so this should be 12. Click on Feature, click on Extrude Cut. And for the Extrude Cut, we go all the way to the next surface. So up to next, click on OK, and that's it. So now you can see that we have this part of the geometry made. All I need to do is to use Mirror command. So from Feature, click on Mirror. For the mirror face, click on Right Plane, click on Feature to Mirror, and choose Bus Extrude number 2, Bus Extrude number 1. Click on OK, and that's it. So now you can see that we have the geometry. Final step is making a fillet. Click on Feature, click on Fillet command. For the radius, we go with 2 millimeter, and we select this part. Click on OK, and that's it. Awesome. That's it. That's a final geometry. Now it's time to check the volume and make sure that this model is correct. Let's go back to the question and check the final answer. In the question, you can see the total volume here. The total volume is 91,250 cubic millimeters. Let's go back to SolidWorks and check the volume for our model. In SolidWorks, in order to check the volume, you can click on Evaluate and then Mass Properties. And here you can see the total volume. The total volume that we have is 91,250 cubic millimeters. This is exactly same as the number that we found in a question, which is showing our model is correct. And there's no problem with it. Okay, awesome. That's it. That's a wrap for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comment about this video, please leave comments down below. Thanks again for watching. My name is Ruzbe. Hope to see you again soon in the next videos.